morning and welcome into DragRace Central. I'm your host, Randall Shue.
I'm your coach, Landon Shue.
Landon, it's exciting to be back here again on another Saturday morning.
That's right.
The negative this time of year, there's no racing going on, and this is a drag race show.
That is correct. There is some stuff going on next week.
Oh, we've got some stuff
Actually,
coming
no,
up.
Bradenton's going on this week.
Oh, there is a race at Bradenton.
Started yesterday.
Okay, so it'd be a big bracket race, or what is it?
That 32 car.
Oh, okay. The Pro Mod race.
Yes.
Okay, I know Scott Tittle's group is down there. They'll be down. They've got a new Pro Mod car along with the X275 stuff.
Yeah. It's 32 cars, 32,000.
That'll work. Well, if you win one of them and do win a bunch of them, you will still won't break even. I remember the Lomad. That thing was been there for a year, and Tony Russell, who was the operator of that thing at the time, he had a car lot up in Madison area.
Okay.
He said we won every race we went to one year. He said we just killed it. He said at the end of the year, it only cost me $40,000.
What a deal!
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
Yeah.
So people, he won all that money. Yeah, you just don't know how much I spent. And I have decided that if every race that we enter from now until I quit,
it only costs you a small fortune.
I will never break even.
Right.
It's impossible. But I sure have had fun. How about that?
This is a hobby.
Yes.
If you're doing it for a living, as your accountant, I'd shut you down.
We'd be a lot skinnier, that's for dang sure.
Yeah, that's it.
One of the things what we've got going on big time. World of Wheels coming up.
Yes.
Corvette's ready. I did the clay bar and all that kind of stuff. It'd just be a matter of wiping it down with the instant polish to get it in place and wipe it down again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of excited. I aired the tires back up, so that's done.
Right.
So I have been challenged.
Oh.
At the end of the World of Wheels, they said, ain't no way you'll crank that thing up inside there.
All right, so bring my earplugs.
It could happen. Fire that baby up and out it over to the trailer. There you go.
Yeah.
No, you had to be kind of careful of that stuff. Can you imagine one of these things getting away from you inside that place? Nah, we ain't doing that. We're going to be real careful.
Yeah.
But I'll fire the Jeep up. That thing, give it enough time. When you click third gear, it will run 27-ish. I don't know, but this is a period of time. So that's our little tow vehicle. I think I'm gonna have it in the booth also. Richard Oettinger's car is, I believe his is about ready. He's supposed to pick it up. He's had it painted, and he said it will be ready.
Oh, good.
So I'll contact him this week, and that is coming up. We move in. 2 weeks from yesterday, so we've got one more week, and we're supposed to have one of the guys from World of Wheels call us today. Adam's supposed to call us. I hope we talked about, and I forgot to contact him this week, but around 7 o'clock, the 7 o'clock hour, he's supposed to call in. So we'll talk more and more about what's going on.
With I thought you were getting challenged. We were going to race the Street Outlaw guy who's showing up there.
They're not coming.
There's one guy who's supposed to be there.
Oh yeah, who is it?
Howell, something Howell.
Oh, Jim Howell.
Jim Howell.
Oh, okay. Well, I wonder if he's going to bring a car, or they're going to just going to be him and he's a real big guy with a funny haircut.
Okay.
Anyway, his girlfriend's named Puddin'.
Awesome.
Anyway, that's be good. Those guys, the Street Outlaw guys, have done a good job. Hope they continue. Some of this new stuff with their Well, they're street cars. Landon, they got $100,000. All this is my daily driver. Good Lord, what cars!
Yeah.
So,
it's funny.
It's,
Now, I want you to know, we were talking smack about them 2 weeks ago.
oh, we were?
When we were talking about the issues with street racing going on.
Yes.
It's his fault. I just wanted you to remind you of that.
You know, they are not street racing. They're
They are not what they're promoting it.
They're promoting street racing, just like that's what they're really doing. But, you know, I've been to street races many, many times. It's been a long time, thank
You
goodness.
ain't never seen no camera crew and
No
full
camera
light
crew-
systems.
No camera crews and no portable lighting. We're in the dark.
They have porta potties there. Did you see that?
Yes. And all their big enclosed trailers. We drove our junk.
Yeah.
May not drive it
You
away
drive
from
out
there.
there in the middle of nowhere. If you got to use the bathroom, you better be able to make it to the nearest gas station.
Or you just go to the woods, pop
Yeah.
a squat. Popping a squat is something that you had to learn to do.
That's it.
Of course, the guys with outdoor plumbing, you know, behind a tree, everything is all right. But anyway, World of Wheels coming up. We're kind of excited about that. And of course, it's going to be really for us. It's a trade show.
Yes.
If you are a business owner and you are at the World of Wheels, you can expect Landon to come around and visit with you.
Yeah, I sure will.
Everybody.
Might as well bring your marketing team
Yeah, and a checkbook.
and checkbook.
You can.
With plenty
Everything.
of ink in that pen.
That's right.
I'll bring my own pen with me.
And an extra pen.
Yeah.
Not even an EpiPen.
It's like I signed something. I don't have a pen on me. Like, here you go.
I don't need to sign it. I just need a check.
That's what I need to sign a check.
Oh yeah.
I also
that's good.
take cash.
That's right. But anyway, we're excited about that. The Corvette, and it has its name on the rear quarter now. It is Trixie.
Mm-hmm.
Trixie has her name. I've got my Trixie shirt on. You didn't wear your Trixie shirt this morning.
I'm gonna save mine. Debut it.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I debuted it
Last week. Yeah.
I'm gonna debut it. I'm gonna debut the
Break it in. Oh yeah, that was
break it in at the
that was a
World of Wheels.
preview.
Normally at the World of Wheels, I wear my Bama Dragway hoodie.
Okay.
So this will be my first year of deviated.
Well, you know, I still got a new Bama Dragway hoodie there at the house. You know, I never really wear mine much.
Right.
So it's yours. You wore yours completely out.
No.
Didn't you?
No.
You didn't?
It's got one stain on the cuff of a sleeve
Oh, okay.
from probably a grease of some sorts, like
I-
WD-40 or something like
I
that.
can't imagine either you or me, either one, gotten grease on something.
I know, but that's really all the damage it has.
Okay. Well, mine, it was. I hadn't seen it in a while because I hadn't looked for it. But anyway, it should be there in the house. But it'll probably swallow you whole. But anyway.
Me, absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, they got the World of Wheels be coming up. We're excited about that. Trixie's got her new name on both sides. I can't think of anything else that we need to do. I need to put a lanyard in the parachute mount. That way it can't pop loose, because that'll make a mess.
Yeah, I would.
So I need to put.
Could you imagine if you parachute popped and hit a car?
Well, it won't go that far. It'll jump out when you pop it in the spring. It won't go at about 4 or 5 feet.
We're gonna be 4 or 5 feet away from another car.
No, we'll be an aisle.
We weren't on the edge though. We had a neighbor behind us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but they were sitting there. We'd have hit the guy's wife with his parachute. Yeah, it'd been all right. You know, it should grow back.
Not nearly as expensive.
It'll grow back. That's not a big deal. Anyway, I'll put some kind of zip tie or something in it where we won't have to worry about the parachutes popping out. Those are, you know.
Could you imagine if we hit that Rolls Royce with the Coyote motor?
Ooh. We're not going to get close to that. And, you know, used to be a guy on the radio, and John Ed Willoughby. His dad had a furniture store. When they moved furniture in, his dad made sure your hands on the side of the furniture. That way, if you scrape it, it's your hands, and your hands will grow back. That furniture will not.
Right.
He said, my poor hands stayed scarred up all the time. So we're going to do the same thing. If we move the car, we need you to stand by the I can stand by the parachutes. If it hits,
Yeah.
it'll hit me, and I can't move out of the way. I'll just have to take a lick for the team.
Right. I'm at least going to try to dodge it.
Yeah, but dodging's not what we need. You need to deflect
we
it.
need a meat shield.
Deflect
Saying.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we do. So anyway, the parachutes are not dangerous, by the way.
They're not.
And they'll pop out at 170 miles an hour, actually pretty good, is what I understand. I've never tried that, but that will be going this year. I'm going to drive into the chutes and see how that feels. That ought to be a hoot.
Yeah. That's your first 4-second pass.
No, I'm gonna do this before the first 4-second pass.
Oh.
I'm gonna drive into the parachutes, just see how that feels.
Okay.
I built a new handle.
Right.
The handle was up behind me. When that thing clicks high gear, you reach up. You're kind of busy when you're driving this thing. Reach up trying to find the parachute handle. Well, the parachute handle and the fire bottle handle is in the same position or same place. You could mess up and pull the fire bottles. That would be bad. So anyway, I had to make me a parachute handle I could actually reach. So I did that, and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
If nothing else, I'll be able to see them. It could be the point where I could slam the brakes on and the parachutes come out. There's enough weight. Now, that's an idea.
Yeah.
So just self-deploying parachutes.
There you go.
That's an idea. Okay. Anyway,
I think that would be a terrible idea.
yeah. Well, just keep adding enough weight on it to where it would just pendulum.
Yeah, it would just
swing forward.
Any second, just snap the pull rod through it.
As long as you get it on tape or on film, where it look good, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all you really need.
As I got the laundry deployed. So the World of Wheels we got coming up. Laster Mountain, we hadn't heard anything about anybody taking it over. We're still waiting on that. I've had a lot of people question that.
From my understanding, you're the secretary for it.
Apparently so.
We had people call you to ask you how to buy it.
Oh yeah, I've had one in particular that was bird dogging me. What do you think? How much you think I can make? I don't know all about that.
It's not my job. I just talk about it.
You talk about it on the radio.
That's it.
I think. Matter of fact, I know I hear music in the background. Let's go out and take our first break of the day. We'll be right back on DragRace Central. Welcome back to DragRace Central. I'd like to add our number, area code 205-941-1011. It's 941-1011. You want to give us a call, talk about some drag racing?
Preferably.
Yeah.
You can tell me how you're feeling. I don't know if you want to air that out on the air, though.
Ain't that the truth? As if we cared. Oh, no, wait a minute. We care. We care a lot. How about that? Landon took a little road trip last week.
You did?
Yep. Went up to top of the river up in Gadsden and had lunch. Well, it's early lunch at 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that.
That's a late lunch, early dinner.
Well, you got to be careful. You talking about a crowd. My goodness, there's a crowd there. But, that place seats hundreds. So even though the parking lot's full, don't you worry. They'll have you in there getting your money here pretty quick. Food's good and all that. Well, girlfriend's with me, Miss Hottie, and by the way, she'll be at the World of Wheels signing autographs.
No, are you gonna put her up there on the stage, the celebrity stage?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's
celebrity stage.
The Hottie.
The Hottie. She'll be in the halter top and the booty shorts and the high top boots.
Yeah.
Well, probably she won't. But anyway, Hottie be in the and she's gonna kill me this afternoon. But anyway, she'll be in the booth with us. So come by and visit with Miss Hottie. But anyway, we are at top of the river.
Mm-hmm.
We ate, and I said, hey, while we're up here, let's go out and I'll show where Old Family Farm is. So we went out to Webster's Chapel, rode around out there, and showed her where the tornado came through there and just tore that place up. was it April of 11? It just tore it up.
April 27th, 2011.
Yeah. So we were riding along, and you remember this guy called here on the show one day. He got talking about he used to street race this place, and anyway, he said a little community called Webster's Chapel. I said, "Oh, y'all raced out there between the bridges, didn't you?" He said, "How you know?" I said, "Well, that's where my family's from." But there's that place. You go up where AP's old store was, and they've torn it down, and there's a house there now. I mean, you turn right and go down the road splits, and anyway, they race down there too. So it's out in the country.
Yeah.
So we had an opportunity to go up and ride around the old family farm. That was pretty neat.
Which is now the family forest.
It was right. Across the road was a pasture that it was probably, and the old barn. There's 2 or 3 acres in this one pasture, and they had uncles had horses out there, and it was just a pasture and a big barn, and right behind it was a big watermelon patch. We used to steal watermelons out. One of the neighbors grew watermelons on the farm, and me and my cousin Clyde would go out there. We'd bust one of them rascals open and eat the heart out of it. But we weren't smart enough to throw the rinds away. They would have never known we'd done that.
Yeah, they saw that.
They saw the evidence.
Yeah.
They knew who did it. Just a matter of confronting us.
Right.
Well, we had a funny thing. My dad's been gone since '92, but he was talking. They grew sorghum, and they made sorghum syrup and all this kind of stuff out of it.
Right.
But they grew sorghum over there, and he said, "Boy, we had the biggest stand of that stuff. It was great, all the sorghum." He said, "That's kind of odd." He said, "We was a bunch of big old boys. We ate a bunch." He said, "By Christmas time, we're out of syrup." He said, "Ain't no way. You can't eat that much syrup." So we talked. He said, "I bet Daddy was selling that sugar to the moonshiners." So the next week or so, we were up sitting on the front porch of my granddaddy's house. He's sitting out there, as old folks do, sit down on a rocking chair. So my dad says, "You remember all that sorghum?" "Oh yeah, boy, we grew some sorghum over there," and he was on and on about how much they go. "Oh yeah, boy, we had a great crop of it." And then he says, "You were selling it to the moonshiners, wasn't you?" The color went out of my granddaddy's face. He could no longer talk. He said, "We didn't have a dime, and you were selling it to the moonshiners." That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was kind of funny and brought back some great memories of going and staying for weeks at a time with my grandparents. AEA and summertime, we'd stay weeks at a time up there. So that was always a lot of fun. So anyway, there's our trip to Webster's Chapel, Alabama, which is between Gadsden and Anniston. You take a left. Go out to New Liberty Road. Anyway, now
that I think about it, your dad would have been a kid during Prohibition.
No, that was he was born in 34. Prohibition was in the 20s.
Okay, so see, my Prohibition years were off then.
Yeah, he was in the Depression, the Depression era.
Yeah.
It's when Sears, Roebuck, you could buy anything out of Sears, including a house, a car. My grandmother put
You can buy your grandmother from there?
Maybe. My grandmother would put my uncle, my dad, and he had a twin brother, put their feet on a piece of cardboard and draw it out and send that into Sears, and a pair of shoes would come back that'd fit them.
Yeah. I've seen videos. That's how they used to buy shoes.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's all you had.
Yeah. There was no reason anybody needed any inventory.
It was too far to the store.
Yeah. Your shoe. I don't know what you call it. Shoemasons.
Cobblers.
Yeah. Your cobblers. To be one per state. He just sent him an outline. He's like, okay, we got that size.
Well, you used to have people who repaired shoes.
Yeah.
There was
a pair of shoes that last you until your feet outgrew them.
Well, you you half sole them or put a heel on them. That was normal.
Yeah.
Them guys are gone now.
I have seen that's a dying profession. We do.
I guess it is. Well, they've all closed up around our area.
Hey, with our fireproof shoes, they are wildly uncomfortable.
You're right.
They're only half uncomfortable for you.
It's not too bad. Racing shoes are, of course, they're fire resistant, not fireproof. In order to get fireproof, you have to have them big old things to slide up over your legs.
Yeah.
It's like if you're top fuel or top alcohol, or it's top fuel, you have to have those things. But anyway, racing shoes, while awesome to race in, to walk in, they're absolutely they're worse than, or at least as bad as wrestling shoes.
Oh, they're identical to boxing shoes.
But got grip.
Yeah.
Got little ridges on the bottom. They are terrible to walk in. But they're very good. You get in the car, they just fit, and they're wonderful for
they're
driving.
great for driving. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. But when you get back, you got to put your shoes back on. Hey, I can't hardly walk anyway.
Yeah.
But then I had to put my regular.
Put your one shoe on.
Well, did I put a fire shoe on my fake foot too? I didn't.
No.
Well, I recently
you haven't
did.
done it all year.
I thought I had done that because while it physically wouldn't hurt, this rocks was kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Don't want to burn it up. I look like Captain Hook walking around on the stump.
That's what you always could do whenever you decided you're going to go out the track. In the morning, just go ahead and put your fireproof shoe on.
Oh yeah, it won't hurt.
Well, no, because you got to take your shoe off, put your suit on.
Oh yeah, and that suit is kind of a booger bear.
Yeah, you got a one piece.
And which is, I think, the right thing to have, because fire can't go up your coat and burn around your waist.
In your waistline.
Today, let me tell you, there's a product out called a Cool Suit.
Mm-hmm.
I could have used one at I-22 last year. I was really physically I was in trouble because I had gotten so hot. I'm pouring water down. I got a wet rag on my neck, but I had overheated myself.
Yeah.
So got to investigating this thing. And a Cool Suit, the Cool Vest, is about $800. Comes with 8 to 13. Anyway, there's several prices. It comes with the vest and all the tubing, and then a pump and a tank that pumps cool water through you.
Right.
So investigating that thing, and in one of our local sporting goods store, they've got one that's $60 that you put in the freezer.
Yeah.
So you go in there and get it out of the freezer, put it on. I don't need it to last but 10 minutes. Perfect. Yeah. So going to one of the places today and buy one of them.
See, I think I also have an idea. We can see if we can become partial owners of I-22. I just want to own the fruit stand.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to rinse it out. I'm going to put a portacool up there.
Ooh, we got one. We got Napa's portacool there at the house.
We hook up a portacool, one on each end. That way the entire thing is nice and cooled off. Have concessions up there.
I think.
Have a $5 head cover.
I think the portacool at our trailer with T-shirts for sale under the tent is a better deal.
Yep.
All right. I hear music. We're going to go out and take us a break. We'll be right back on DragRace Central. Welcome back in. Landon, I got to do some real radio show stuff right now. It is 6:32, January the 21st. This obviously is a Saturday. If you've got to be at work at 6:30, you're late. If you got to be there at 7 o'clock, you still got a little bit of time.
Yeah, take your time. Slow down a little bit. Listen to the radio.
Listen to radio. That's right. Your day will be better having listened to us.
That's it.
That's scary. Anyway, on my trip to Gadsden, one of the things we did while up there, came back out of the we used to call it the country. We come out of the country, got over to Glencoe, took a left, going out toward the Big Oak Ranch, and they'll take you back over to South Side and all that. Green Valley Dragway. Went right past old Green Valley, brought back a lot of great memories. And this is unfortunate. The biggest memory I have of Green Valley is my daddy wouldn't stop. on Sunday afternoon, we're on the way home from my grandparents' house, and I would get on the left side of the car as close as I could get to not sticking my head out the window. I may have done that on top of that, but get over there and just before you turn right, go to south side, it was dead in the hole on the left, and there's cars everywhere. I wanted to stop so bad. Occasionally, and I mean occasionally, he'd pull off the side of the road and let me listen a little bit.
Look,
he wouldn't go in.
The funniest thing you told me last night about this was you said it looked the exact same it did 20 years ago. I was like, still closed? You're still closed.
Still closed. Green Valley opened up in 1960. We had to do a little research on this.
It's easier to find that information on closed track compared to open ones.
Ain't that the truth? It opened in 1960 and was operating until 86. So that's and of course when steel opened up
36 years ago.
Yeah, it sure enough wiped it out because there was some. We saw a picture of Don Perdome there. A lot of the.
Hey, there you go. People were trying to buy Last Mountain. By Green Valley.
It's been closed too long. Different market. See, Green Valley and Steel are in the same market. It mathematically just won't work.
Fine. Buy Bama Dragway.
That won't work either.
Didn't he turn everything to a scrapyard?
It's a scrapyard now. So Last Mountain is for sale, and I don't know if anybody's purchased it.
Correction, everything's for sale for the right price.
So I had somebody, we talked about it. I had somebody come to me and ask me some of the questions about Last Mountain. Now, personally, I have never written any checks about
Last Mountain, right?
I've only heard.
You were only the front man.
I was, did some PR work and some media stuff. But I never had to write any checks because of anything. So this person was asking me.
You were the face. You weren't the.
I weren't the brains.
You weren't the brains or the money.
You got that right. 1 out of 3. I mean, hey. But this person kept quizzing me about what I thought. Well, would you come announce for us? Well, certainly I'll do that.
Yeah.
I don't think any money has changed hands. So anyway.
Well, people gotta
have a plan.
You got 3 months.
Well,
are we open in April? Well, some people
actually
open in February.
sometime Montgomery will start opening up.
Yeah.
They've got a race next in 2 weeks. Same weekend as
same opening day as
World of Wheels. Now on Friday, Friday they have chassis certifications going on.
And that Saturday. No. That's next week.
I thought it's the same week as look that up.
I'm pretty sure that's next week.
Now, no, the certification is the day we move in at the World of Wheels, and but you have to call and get schedule a time for that. There's had a limited number of positions. The track will be prepped for radials on one side and a regular bracket on the other.
January 28th, next week.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a little bit early.
I was about to say it wouldn't make logistical sense for him to plan anything the same weekend as the World of Wheels.
Yeah, it covers
it covers
all the car world.
The Southeast.
Okay. But anyway, chassis certification, and you can get your NHRA driver's license.
So you're gonna go get car certified next week, and then you're gonna have it down a freshly certified car down at World of Wheels.
Mathematically, it will work.
It would.
If I could take it down and have certification done.
Yeah. And
then bring it back to, because obviously going certification won't make it dirty.
No.
That's an idea.
I think it does have to drive, so we would have to reclean it.
What has to drive?
The car.
For what?
For it to be certified?
No. This is a chassis certification. No, it don't have to do anything.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to make passes in it, it has to drive.
Yeah.
We could pull it with a Jeep. It'd be driving then.
There you go.
It wouldn't be going real fast, but anyway, that's an idea. Of course, a car that is certified will bring more money when you decide to sell it. Certification is $200, and you do have to reserve a spot.
That's it.
But anyway, that's going on. But bracket racing will start up here pretty quick, because obviously we can go to Florida where it's a little bit warmer and
race today.
Yep. Valdosta, it'll be 4 or 5 degrees warmer down there than here. They open earlier. Orlando and Bradenton, it's summer down there all the time, or at least springtime. Now summertime is real hot, but in the winter when it's terrible around here, it's nice down there.
Yeah.
It's real nice. 941-1011 is our number, area code 205.
See, now look, we're used to snowbirds here in the South. Do you think there's some winter birds?
No. Nobody in Florida retires and goes
up north?
No, goes up. No. It don't happen.
I'm sorry. No. I said that wrong. There's snowbirds. We need sunbirds. They go up north, where as hot as it gets up there, it's 65.
No. In New York City, it gets 100 degrees too, and the power goes out, and there's people die.
Yeah.
Now, this coming, you need to prepare for this. About September, my intentions are to go back to Alaska.
Right.
I am going to the View with a racetrack, not a racetrack with a view. That is Anchorage Dragway. I'm going to go up, take some pictures and all. At that, 1320 Video did a thing from up there. So I thought the Alaska Dragway does not have lights. It don't get dark till 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
So, and it don't get real dark then. So they don't have lights at the track, because it's it's daylight 20 hours a day. So, anyway, that's I was up there.
If I say at that point, I don't think I'd have lights on in my house.
I know it.
Just have enough windows.
Trying to think what year it was I was up there. Anyways, in the late 90s, early 2000, 10:30 at night you could see normal. We left out of on the Prince William Sound. No, whatever it was, and we left out of Whittier, Alaska, on a fishing boat about 10:30 at night, and traveled probably 8 or 10 miles up through the inlet, and pulled up to a place to camp out for the night. And it was dark at 11:30ish. So at about 3:30 in the morning, completely light again. You talking about one tired puppy. Because, being the redneck I am, if it gets daylight, I'm waking up.
Yeah.
If it gets dark, I'm going to bed. So it didn't get dark till 11:30, and it was daylight again at 3:30. By the time I got home, I was tired.
You ready for some what we call normal sun cycles?
Oh yeah, it was tough, but incredible. The beauty. The TV doesn't do it justice. It's so pretty you have to close one eye. It's just too much.
It's just too much for two eyes.
Too much pretty. Oh yeah. But one thing I thought was funny around here, the old guys, and I am one of them now, talk about if we don't have a cold winter, mosquitoes just going to eat us up next year. Well, I hate to be the one to tell you, Alaska got some nasty winters, and mosquitoes up there, the small ones will haul you off to keep the big ones from getting you. You can put a string on them and fly them around like a June bug. They got some skeeters up there, bud. But anyway, that's coming up. They only about an hour in the afternoons when they eat you up, and you just have to stay inside. The cloud, and it's literally a cloud of mosquitoes, looks like the smog over Birmingham. It's just a band about 1,000 feet thick, and just as far as you can see, it's mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So anyway, I can't wait to go back. I'll just get me one of them nets like the beekeepers have.
Yeah.
Put it around my head. It looked funny, but the mosquitoes won't be buzzing around me. So that's coming up. I think about September.
It's our emptiest state.
Man, that place is so cool. They got fishing, they got hunting, they got drag strips, they got airplanes. What else could a guy want? other than a long summer. And
yeah, your 2 days of summer a year is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I know it. But their growing season is longer than ours.
Yeah.
Because when the sun comes up, it stays sunny for more hours.
Which here in the South we have summer year round.
Well,
summer might be tomorrow. You never know.
Winter, spring, summer, winter, fall all come on a Thursday about 2:00.
Yeah.
It just we had 11 degrees here 3 weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it was, and then we've had some 70 degrees. This is bizarre, but that's all right.
Yeah.
This is Alabama. All right, I hear a little music. We're going to go out and take a break. We'll be right back on DragRace Central.
Welcome back in DragRace Central. This segment is going to be brought to you by Ray's Drive Shafts, located at 1417 Decatur Highway in Fultondale, Alabama. Give them a call at 256-572-7485. Open Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. He's the drive shaft man.
The guru of drive shafts.
The drive shaft wizard.
That's right. The sensei.
Oh, yes.
Sensei. Go around and go up and see Ray and remember when you go see him.
If you don't know what kind of drive shaft you need, just get your car close to him. He can smell it.
Oh yeah,
he can smell out what drive shaft you need.
And it called Smell-O-Vision.
Smell-O-Vision, yep.
Anyway, go out there and see him, and make sure all of our advertisers you heard about here. Tell them you heard about it here on the radio. Let's go out to a caller. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I had a technical question to ask you about.
Okay.
I know several years ago there was a company that manufactured a dual lobe quarter-speed camshaft, and I never have heard a whole lot about it, and I thought you might have some information on it, and I wanted to make another comment.
Dual lobe quarter-speed cam.
Yes, it was Schaller Company was the name of the company, and this was back in the early 60s, I believe it was.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of stuff made over the years. Just like at our shop, we've got a huge room of stuff that didn't work, and I've got a little bitty closet of stuff that worked really good. And that's just kind of the way it works. There's either it costs too much to keep going, or the technology passed it by. One of the things that's going to happen in camshafts, and we're not sure when. Well, actually, there's some of them activate. Is the solenoids. The camshaft will go away, and it'll be electric solenoid that operates the valves. That is coming.
Yeah.
Now, all the stuff from the '60s, there were people who made four. Well, actually, there's a 3-valve motor and made it production in a small block Chevrolet. The head for a small block. There's a 4-valve head made it for a small block, but your timing system ends up so complicated and so expensive that it just the math just wouldn't work.
So I just checked into it, and apparently the dual lobe or split duration camshaft, there was no performance difference in any projections except in overhead cam motor engines such as the Honda 4-cylinders.
Right.
Well, I see. Yes, sir.
So as far as working, it'll work. But you want to spend that much money on something, and you end up with 3 or 4% more power, and the math just won't work. But what else you got?
I wanted to ask you one other thing, or rather make a comment.
Okay.
Now, on flying June bugs, you need to educate a lot of folks because they don't know anything about it.
Hey.
Enjoy your program, sir, and
thank you
very much.
Hey, flying June bugs is awesome.
A lot of folks don't know. They've never experienced flying a June bug.
Well, you had to go in where your mama kept all of her sewing stuff and get sewing thread, where you could, because sewing thread it was light enough and strong enough to hold a June bug.
All right, sir. Enjoy your program.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for calling. Yeah, that was interesting. Flying June bugs is awesome. You could put them on there, June bug, take off flying, but you could control him because you had a piece of string tied around his leg. It's akin to putting lightning bugs in a jar.
Okay.
I don't know why you want to do that.
I wanted you to notice something. It's my generation's fault there are no more lightning bugs around.
Y'all took them.
We committed mass genocide on them.
No, you continued the mass genocide. My group nuked a bunch of them.
I was about to say, because me and my cousin, we were out in the same family farm as usual, and we saw one lightning bug. And me and him started recollecting. He was like, we used to see
A bunch of them.
hundreds a night.
Yeah.
And I said, well, to be fair, we killed off a couple thousand a weekend.
But remember, with pesticides and all that kind of stuff, may have killed. There's still a lot of lightning bugs out there. But yeah, used to look outside and look out across the field, and you see 30 or 40 of them lighting up. Of course, hey, we'd take off and
take off with a mason jar.
Try to shoot them with a BB gun. There's a lot of songbirds didn't make it because of BB guns. My buddy Clifford, his daddy paid us $0.25 for every mockingbird we killed.
How many eagles you pulling?
Yeah, well, we didn't have with the BB gun. You're not killing much.
Yeah.
I took a last RV trip. Went up to Shades of the Pass there in Pigeon Forge. Had a great time in. My buddy Rodney, we took off up there and we hauled the Jeep behind the motorhome. Just everything was wonderful. Turns out they've got trolleys in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, $3 a day. It'll take you anywhere you want to go. That's the neatest. Hey, when you get up there, park your vehicle and get one of them alarm bands for $3. And no traffic, no nothing. Anyway, that was fun. But anyway, we took a little trip up there. We put everything in the refrigerator, and everything's fine. We got somewhere, opened up the refrigerator, the stuff was not cold. Wait a minute, this thing worked fine at the house. So, these things are half scale. It's like a half scale refrigerator. Anyway, now this is like a small home refrigerator in the RV. It no longer operates off the natural gas or the propane. So I decided, well, I got to get this thing fixed. We got camping season coming up. So wrestled this thing out of the hole. Hottie got to the house, and she helped me put it down on the ground. And well, I looked in the back of it. There's a bird nest. And I mean a big old bird nest on top of the compressor. What was happening? The compressor was getting hot, thermal limiter kicking in and turning it off. Yep. It would cool off, come back on. Anyway, I thought I went up to one of the big box stores. $700 for this midget refrigerator. Dang it! Anyway. So I saw that. I saw the bird nest, unhooked it, and this thing works perfect.
Yeah. It's crazy what happens whenever you get the stuff off the vents.
Lack of maintenance. Well, turns out I run the extension cord out the vent to make sure it works. I'm going to let it sit there on the floor till it runs for a while. Well, I happened to where I run this thing, got out on the outside of the RV, looked. This was a door. I could have taken the door off and accessed completely the back side of the refrigerator and taken it out of that hole.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But you didn't know before you took it out of the hole that you needed to access the back of the refrigerator.
Yeah, but see, 2020 is hindsight. It was perfect.
Hindsight's
2020. It'd be great. So today, I'll get it back in the hole. And then I can take that little panel off and vacuum it out and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, because we got, if I buy that cool vest, I need a freezer to put it in.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
I wonder if putting that vest on that's frozen. Mm-hmm. I wonder if I could get frostbite and heat stroke at the same time.
Yeah, you can go into shock that way.
Yes, I could, but I'd be clear-minded.
You're like, hey, this is not bad. You just start having a seizure.
I just kind of curious. Will you you want to catch it before it gets to you. But I had gotten in bad shape.
I'm telling we're gonna need to talk to Greg. I want to buy the fruit stand, and I'm gonna start
rent it.
I want to buy it. I'm gonna rent it out.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like what those box sweets that you see at NASCAR events.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have.
Okay.
But it's a vegetable stand with a portico.
We got Napa's portico at the house. It's about to have its 4th birthday at our house.
I was about to say, this isn't even brought to you by Napa anymore. You just adopted the thing at this point.
I know. Well, with COVID and all that stuff, the salesman didn't have any place to go, and I had taken it to the house and I told Mark, I said, it's fine. It ain't hurting anything.
I know quite well by now. They've already pushed that thing out when it comes to their inventory.
Well, their salesman don't want it back because when he's not using it, it's in his driveway.
Yeah.
But we got a field that it ain't hurting anything at the house. But anyway, that's we'll take the portico out and
all I'm saying though is if they ever do sell the thing, I think you deserve a cut of the money.
Well, they'll never sell it.
Storage fees.
It's a display unit. Is what it is. You take it out on location, plug it up, and show everybody how wonderful it is.
This is why you need to buy one, right?
Yeah. When I used to work for them, this thing had two of them on it, and they took those off. They got aged out, and this is a new one.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's kind of exciting. So if it's still there at one of the races and it's hot, we're gonna pull it to the races with us.
We're gonna sell tickets to it.
That baby is awesome.
Yeah.
On a 100-degree day, in the shade, air is about 65 to 70 degrees coming off of it. And you talking about feeling good.
See, I'm wondering this year which World of Wheels it's going to be. Is it going to be 72 degrees World of Wheels, or is it going to be like 14 degrees World of Wheels?
Inside?
No, both inside and out.
Oh, yeah.
I came in there. It'd been almost 90 degrees inside.
Yeah.
And I've also been in there and needed 2 jackets on.
Generally, the World of Wheel weekend, it's cold.
Generally.
Just freezing. Raining when you pull the car in and get set up, and then it gets cold.
See, the year where you were misidentified as Bobby Allison, I was sweating.
Oh, okay.
I was actually sweating while we were sitting there. It was just so hot.
Huh. All right, let's go out and take us a break. If you got to be at work at 7, you need to hurry. We'll be right back on DragRace Central. Welcome back in DragRace Central. Something we didn't talk about, and we got to talk about.
Vaseline Petroleum.
No, VP Racing Products.
Oh.
We got, in 3 weeks, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is coming up.
That's just enough time.
Ladies, 2 cans of VP Racing Fuel for
per
your
day
honey.
For the next 2 weeks or 3
per
weeks.
Day?
Per day.
Well, just 2 cans. Just 2 cans for if your honey races. A couple of cans.
You say 2 cans like we're trying to.
2 pails.
Yeah, 2 pails a day. We'll
2 pails a day. Yeah,
we'll save the children.
Or save the children.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the ozone will be restored.
No.
Global warming goes away.
I was talking about like the, like donation things they have on TV.
Oh yeah, the starving kids in Africa.
If you see it was like $0.25 a day or something like that.
Oh okay, and save the puppies too.
Yeah, save the puppies. Yeah, but this is like if you buy 2 pails a day, you save your husband away from boredness. Or hey, what about the guys out there wives who race? You buy your wife 2 pails a day.
Yeah, you buy the first 2 you can ask her to borrow it because she ain't gonna be needed. That's even better. Buy your wife 2 pails of race gas for Valentine's Day because she's not going to use it.
Yeah.
It's just like she needs a new set of cylinder heads for her race motor. Well, she's not going to be using it, so you just go ahead and get them yourself. She may need a new motorhome.
She may need
race trailer.
She may need a 57 Corvette. 53 Corvette.
After the car show.
After. Well, actually, no. Hang on. It can be before. We're still going to take it, but you're welcome to pay for it anytime you like.
We'll take her name off of it. But anyway, VP Racing Fuel. There's several locations available. It's hard to get it at a track this time of year, except at Capital City there in Montgomery.
Yeah.
There's
at track locations. That's right. They have Coleman Discount Muffler, NVS Auto, Gardendale Performance, Off Road Connections, which is located in Raised Drive Shafts.
Yeah. So there's several locations, but go in and get you a brochure and decide what kind of fuel you need.
Just buy everything and then go ask your builder.
No, don't buy.
No.
Buy the right one.
No. Buy all of them. That way you have variety.
Variety.
I couldn't say it.
Oh, that was easy for you to say. But anyway, VP Racing Fuel, they'll take care, and they've also got the additive that you put in regular gas to raise the gas by 8 points. They've also given us a quart jug.
You think Rick will sell us a membership
to what?
To VP, where you buy us membership and that gives you like one pail a month. That way you don't have to worry about how much does it cost this year.
So you just go ahead and buy a membership and you just send him money and you just automatically get your can of gas.
Yeah, he just sends you one. It's kind of like he's like, have you tried this one this month? He just sends you another one.
Fuel. It's like the Jelly of the Month Club.
Exactly. Fuel of the Month Club.
That's good. We've got to get back to anyway. If you need
fuel
or nitrous, take your nice bottle by Gardendale Performance, and Rick will come by and pick it up and fill your bottle. And of course, this time of year, people are probably not using a whole lot of nitrous.
Not a lot of racers using a whole lot of nitrous.
Yeah.
Medical fields still use them.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, that's getting back to the World of Wheels. And there's something happened a couple of years ago at the World of Wheels. You happened to bring it up, and I remembered it. I've told this before, but it deserves being told again. We're in a booth in with the Chrysler Club.
Oh.
So some real nice pieces there, and we had us a little booth set up and a table, and
the entire resale value of that section was probably $7.
Where we were. Yeah. But anyway, coming into the South Exhibition Hall from the main exhibition hall, there was a young lady who was giving out directions and pamphlets. She
got pamphlets for the Mopar Club.
Yeah. So whatever, she had been hired. She was professional.
She was.
She had some kind of marketing degree from Florida State.
She was attending college.
Yeah, she was graduating and was leaving there, going to the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. Yes. So she was equipped to do what she was doing. Right. Extremely attractive. She's about 5'8" or 9", real tall. Just in class. I mean, she really was. But she was extremely easy to look at. Extremely. Well,
she also thought we were her boss.
Well, we are there, and she said, "Hey, can I go to the bathroom?" Well, certainly. Okay. She don't work for us, but I guess she thought she did. In a little while, she asked, "Hey, I need to go get something to eat." "Oh, just take you a break. You working real hard." She thought she worked for us, and eventually, I said, "Hey, come over here and sit down. You look like you're tired." So she came over and sat in our booth for a while.
The one thing
we ain't got to the good part yet.
The one thing I did thought was great was we were giving out flyers for some reason or another. Still can't remember why.
For the show.
Still, yeah, but Deidre had the idea, have her pass out the flyers. Everybody took one. Some people took two.
Well, here's the good part. Well, I invited this young lady over to have say, hey, and she had done she was first class. She did her job. Come over here and have a seat. You look like you've been working hard. So she came over and sitting. We just talking, cutting up, and all this. She was Landon couldn't even talk. He was, cat had his tongue. He couldn't hardly turn around. I think he was embarrassed. She was smoking hot, wasn't she?
My girlfriend listens to this show.
It's before her. It don't matter.
My girlfriend listens to this show.
Oh. I played the fifth. But poor Landon couldn't even talk.
I know what you're talking about.
It was good stuff. And I'm not hooking up thinking maybe be a daughter-in-law. Poor Landon. I think he finally had the bail on me.
That was my first year of my tradition where I would walk down to.
You're changing the subject.
No, when I left.
Oh, okay.
That's when I went and get something to eat.
Okay.
I would walk down to the ramen place, which they got off the price so much I stopped going.
Okay. Well, I had to throw you under the bus on that.
I know.
Because I know your hottie listens to.
Yeah.
If she gets up this early.
She usually, and if you see a little red dot appear on my forehead, you usually let me know. Because she usually wakes up around 7 o'clock to turn us on.
Well, Amber, he was very professional.
I barely talked to her.
He did. That is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He was so tongue tied he couldn't. Because I'm stirring the pot.
Yeah.
I would do that. Poor thing.
I put on a vest.
It looked like the bomb squad.
She's about to put Ben and Lee Johnson in the office.
That's too funny. Well, anyway, we got the car show is coming up. The chassis certification coming up at Capital City Motorsport Park, and that is $200. But you will have to call and get you a time.
You have to schedule an appointment.
Schedule an appointment. The guy will be there.
Right.
You'll get you one of them cool little stickers. Now we've got a tradition. We've got to do the morning of. We'll go set up on Friday, Thursday, Friday, whatever it is. Set the car up for World of Wheels and get it all set up, and the show will open that night. And they do such an outstanding job of putting this thing together, and it's an orchestra. Everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to do, and you roll the cars in, and all the trucks and trailers and all that kind of stuff. But they'll come up Friday night, so we'll be there from opening time for the show on Friday night until closing. We'll come do the show Saturday morning.
Uh-huh.
After the show, we go to a place called Big Bad Breakfast.
That's right.
They are not on our sponsors list. They should be.
Absolutely.
Dangest place you ever ate for breakfast. They got these little iron skillets that they put breakfast bowl in. Oh my goodness! So anyway, we'll be going to Big Bag Breakfast, and after that, we try not to hurry, and by the time we get down to World of Wheels, it's open and waiting on us. We go in the.
No, usually by the time we get to World of Wheels, we're only an hour and a half early.
I guess they open at about 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay,
well, we'll find a place to take a nap.
Then we slowly just meander down to the down to our booth.
Well, we'll be looking good. Of course, David and Teresa Church will be there. They'll come in. You come visit them, and maybe we'll have Mallet come by. If you don't know Mallet, you've
missed a treat.
You've missed a treat. Mallet is a special individual. Good Mallet. Let me tell you. Now, everybody got a buddy that you just want to shake your head. Mallet is a friend who at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday night in a thunderstorm, bad thunderstorm, if it were raining and thunderstorm and you're stuck in a ditch, you could call him and he'd be there just a little bit, laughing and think that's the funniest thing you ever heard.
Yeah.
You have some friends who wouldn't do that for you. A Mallet would do that. So maybe right. He'll come by and visit with us. Him and his crew. Anyway, there'll be we'll try to come up with some more. Of course, me and Landon will be there, and Hottie will be there. Hottie will be signing autographs. That ought to be a hoot.
That will.
All right, we're going to go out and take a break. We'll be right back on Drag Race Central. Welcome back into Drag Race Central. Landon, are you trying to be mean to me?
No, I said that you were trying character assassination on me.
No, I didn't say you didn't have a character. I said you couldn't speak because the girl was so pretty. And you didn't know her. Well, I didn't either. I was talking.
The Sugar Foods Corporation. I just noticed it looks like Suzuki.
Oh yeah. You're changing the subject.
No. Hang on. That kind of threw me off. Look at that right there and tell me that's not Suzuki.
It sure does. Sure looks like. No. That looks like that emblem you made for the front of the Mitsubishi.
It's slightly different. It says pointy edges.
Yeah, all right. It looked like it had an S. We made our own emblem. Made it a shoe.
No. That symbol has been around since apparently like the 1830s.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever happened to that emblem?
I assume it's still in the car.
Well, that guy calls me. I don't think so. I don't know. I thought we pulled it off.
Well, you would need to check the trophy case. It might be in there.
You might be right. I hadn't looked.
It was only a piece of aluminum.
Yeah, but it was.
And I took it to the grinder.
It was high tech. That baby looked good.
Yeah. Thank you. I made it myself when I was like 12.
Well, hey, looked good. Well, you drove the car and got all my dang prize money. That's why I embarrassed you with a hot chick.
Oh yeah.
Because it's your fault.
I see.
You do remember? See,
it's only taken you. All right, so I'm 26.
Yeah.
That happened when I was 14. So that happened 12 years ago.
What's that? The emblem?
Yeah.
Oh, when you took my money?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was 14, so it's taking you 12 years.
So it's payback time.
Yeah.
And I've been paying you back for quite a while now. You and I are at I-22 announcing. Well, everything's going good. He said, I'm going to go get you something to eat.
Oh, yeah.
About the time, there wasn't much, we were down, there was some downtime at the.
This was at a 4th of July race.
Yeah. And
2 years ago.
And there was some downtime. Oh, you putting a time frame on it to say.
Yeah, this was 2 years ago.
Okay. 4th
of July race, still daylight.
Yeah, and it was hot outside, and we were in between cars running into something. Anyway, it was a time that the announcer needs to talk to somebody. Well, Landon says, hey, I'm going to get something to eat. Okay. So about the time he cracked the door open to go downstairs, so all right, you single young ladies, if you're looking for a boyfriend, I've got a young man coming down the stairs, works hard, good-looking boy, working hard, needs a girlfriend. I'm looking for a daughter-in-law. So he went on down and got him some food.
I made it all of 20 feet for that.
Went down to the bottom of the thing. When he got back up in the tower, Scotty says, did he embarrass you? He said, nope, had him for 20-something years. He don't bother me no more.
Yeah. Hey, good news. We got confirmation. The #1 world-famous Flash will be at the World of Wheels.
Really?
He said no autographs are free, but pictures cost extra.
Well, Chris Rogers is going to be in the booth with us, and we started out with some of the ones that
some people may know him as Garnell Performance former number one champion.
That's right.
Former
has been. He's a has been.
But hey, he is a record holder for longest on top.
Oh, he really was. So he'll be in the booth with us, and a lot of the cast of characters.
Hey, if
Keith that calls in here, he and John and a couple of others supposed to come down, and maybe they'll come visit with us. So there'll be a cast of characters in our booth.
Yeah. You think if I get him a check, he'll sign it for me?
Who's that?
Chris. He said autographs are free.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give him a check and have him sign it for me.
And do not fill the amount out. It's surprising when it comes through.
There we go.
That might work out. Nah, that won't work out.
Hey, when I hear free autographs, that's what I think. It's like, can I get you to sign this check?
Yeah. Or I bet
I'm gonna come in with like one of those really big cartoonish ones.
Okay.
Like the prize money size checks.
Oh, we need some of them.
The big checks, yeah.
Y'all got any of them big ones over there? I'll take one of them. Like Happy Gilmore and the things stacked in the back of his car.
Free autographs. That's what I needed to hear.
Yeah. So Richard Oettinger will be there and his lovely bride. They'll be visiting with us.
No, hang on. We have one small dilemma.
What's that?
We may be able to convince Don Hurley to come in. Snack Lady
needs to be there.
But there's an issue.
Uh-oh.
no outside food or drinks. We can't bring the snacks in.
Yes, we can too.
No, we can, but she couldn't.
Well, she can have a big old purse, and she'll be snack lady. I mean, what else are you supposed to do?
No, they check your bags.
Not at the
not at the vendors.
no, what we call it, the media.
Yeah.
Not at the media thing they do.
At the vendor's door, yeah.
Of course, if she comes in with a wagon load of them, that's not going to work out.
We did it.
I guess we did. Hey, the wagon, I tuned the wagon up to it's ready to go.
Oh, you tuned it up?
All tuned up, baby. Up.
New plugs in her?
No, put some grease on the wheels. And actually, I just got some stuff stacked in it. It's not even folded up. So the wagon is ready. If I could put the wagon behind the Jeep and haul it in, hey, this will work. And when you do that, the wagon, you just fold it up and it's out of the way. And you put it under your table.
There you go. We used it.
I feel it coming on
last year.
Yes, it sure did. Johnny,
when Johnny was with us.
Johnny Powell was with us, and he used it to take his stuff to out to his car. He said, "Man, I got to have one of these." So that was a real neat addition. So it is up and ready to go for this year.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're going to talk more and more about the World of Wheels next week. Trying to find out more.
And even more the week after that.
You got that right, because we're going to be there. So
I'll be over there harassing every business owner I can find.
No, you want to improve their business, because that's actually why they're there.
That's also why I'm there.
Oh yeah,
I'm not there just to annoy them.
If y'all noticed on your Facebook and that kind of stuff, you see the IHRA logo has been kicking up on this thing a bunch. All these tracks going to IHRA. There's going to be a points series this year, and all the finals and all will take place up at Holly Springs, Mississippi. Got a great track up there, so that's what the IHRA is going to do. There's a chassis builder has bought IHRA, and I believe it's Larry Jeffers Race Cars has bought that and be putting it on. So it's a big sportsman series. You'll collect points, and each track can send an amount of cars to the points events. And I think there are two. I think there are two. As the year goes, we'll find more and more exactly what that's going to be. I know the finals are going to be at Holly Springs. If you've never been to Holly Springs, you travel up I-22 toward Memphis, past the exit for I-22 racetrack. You just continue to go. You get to Holly Springs. You exit off and go to the light. You turn left, go into the freeway. It's down there about 3 or 4 blocks, quarter mile out. It's not far at all. There's a Holly Springs, Mississippi track. Bebop is the owner. I know Bebop's, and I don't know who the operator is, but Bebop is the owner up there. And I know his sister and brother-in-law. Used to be neighbors with them. Matter of fact, saw them last week. So anyway, that's what's going on in the bracket race world.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a bunch of with I-22 and Bayleton and the beach and all of our in Capital City, when they'll get going, their bracket programs are awfully good. We're excited about that. Late night street fight was going to be taking place up at Bayleton. They've changed venues, and I think I saw a flyer where they're going to have some of those kind of events at several tracks around the southeast. Jake's is going to have one. Anyway, there's a bunch of that stuff going around.
Hey, so I'm going to ask this question for other people.
Okay.
We talked earlier in the show today about how there's still no word on Laster Mountain.
Uh-huh.
If no one purchases it, will it be closed all year?
Well, now here's the way it works. It will be closed until somebody opens it.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Fair, but what I mean is, like, there's no one to operate right now. Is there?
Yeah, right. Now, if I don't know if the owner's going to operate. I don't know if he's going to open it. Or if somebody rents it in April or May, they'll open it up then.
Okay.
There's no rules about when stuff must open.
I didn't know because it hit me with insurance on the place.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
No, it's prorated now. It won't
Okay.
cause any problem at all.
All right.
The biggest issue you got with it not being open, one of the big issues, is people get used to not coming there. Yeah. And you won't. It's like the old TV show Cheers. You want somebody to walk in and say, Norm, because you're always going to be there. You need 40 or 50 cars that's going to be there regardless.
Mm-hmm.
That is their place to race. At Holiday Beach, there's a lot of guys that run Holiday that won't run anywhere else. They won't go to I-22.
Same thing with a lot of all of our small tracks. Right
They this is where they race because their daddy raced there and their granddaddy raced there. There's nothing wrong with it. That's just the way it is. And it's 3 miles from the house. Why in the world would I drive 70 miles?
Yeah.
Unlike us, jumping in the car and going to Orlando seems perfectly normal.
Yeah.
570 miles down there. I don't care.
Okay.
I was in Hawaii years ago. Me and your mom. Anyway, we was in Hawaii, riding in one of the little vans. The guy taking us somewhere, and a hot rod Volkswagen went by. I said, "Hey, what about there's some hot rods?" He said, "Oh yeah, they race over at wherever the drag strip was." He said, "But man, that's all the way on the other side of the island." I said, "How far could that be? It's only 135 miles around the loop around the island."
A whole hour.
The whole island was that far around. So how far could the racetrack be?
Takes like an hour to get there.
I said driving 500 or 600 miles from me is I don't care. That's what you do. All right, I hear music in the background. We're going to go out and take us a break. We'll be right back on DragRace Central. Welcome back in, Landon. We're getting it right here, ain't
it? Hey, talk about our friends out here at Ray's Drive Shafts, located at 1417 Decatur Highway in Fultondale, Alabama. Open Tuesday through Friday. Give them a call down at 256-572-7485. You can probably put the phone by the drive shaft and he can tell you what you need.
He can hear your needs.
Yeah, he can hear he's the drive shaft whisperer.
Well, all that vibration. Yeah. Anyway, go up there and he'll take care of you.
He is our drive shaft wizard.
Between we told this before, between us, Keith and Ron, and there's somebody else. We had 25 of his drive shafts.
I'd tell you this: if I ever have to deal with my 2-piece drive shaft 2 more times, he's getting another. I'm getting another one from him too.
Okay.
Because that
was kind of a bugbear, wasn't it?
I hated that.
It's no big deal. I had to show y'all how to really put one of them things together.
One of the center race.
Yeah. The hanger bearing.
Yes.
That's a 2-piece deal. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, I'm trying to make sure that I've got everything said that I'm supposed to say. I keep a little notebook. I put bullet points. I don't write any of this stuff. Most of it comes from my demented memory. Dementia. No, demented. That's what it is.
I've got a great idea though.
What's that?
So we bring 2 cars. One we keep outside. One we bring inside. The reason we keep one outside, we're gonna race Street Outlaws guy.
Oh yeah.
We keep the 55 outside.
Okay.
And then we bring the Corvette inside for everybody to look at.
Now let me tell you what I've done. I hadn't told you about this. I've got 2 4-barrel set up for the 55.
Yes.
All right. I had the linkage and all the the linkage is a pretty complicated ball joint. Barrel ham joints, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I decided I'm putting it on. So I went to where all my parts are, opened it up. I have torn that thing inside and out. I don't know what happened to the linkage.
Your linkage is somewhere in the room where all your parts used to be.
Well, I think it actually ended up on the blower on the 421, because that's where it was the 2 4-barrel linkage on the 421 because it had 2 4s on it.
You may have robbed parts off of it, put it on there.
Anyway, I knew where it was. I mean, I know where this thing. I went in and looked, and I've known where the linkage was for years. It's gone. It ain't there. And nobody stole linkage. I know that. Nobody took it.
Nobody wants
I go to your house. I know I'm not going to find it. It's absolutely useless.
You're safe on that.
So
I'll take your tools, but your tunnel ram, carburetor linkage is definitely not at my house.
It's safe. So I had to order some more, and so it'll be in next day or so. So I'm going to put 2 4s, and I expect to pick up a 10th, 1,500. About 1,500 is what I expect to pick up.
Yeah,
it may or may not, but that's what you can expect because it'll generally anywhere from 50 to 100 horsepower is what it'll give you. Not because it needed more air, just because each carburetor is centered over 4 runners.
Mm-hmm.
The distribution's just a little bit better.
Airflow distribution.
Yeah.
Air fuel mix ratio.
Yeah.
Per cylinder is improved.
So anyway, ideally that's the way it's supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have seen people with stuff on and it slowed down.
Yeah.
But if mine slows down, it'll only be temporary because it'll have 2 nitrous plates on it, 1 under each carburetor. Isn't that twice the nitrous?
Yeah.
Or you can tee them and run off of either, but I'll put a plate under each carburetor. Solenoids everywhere. It looked like one of those Moon Tune outfits.
Moonshot.
Moonshot nitrous.
We could do a double moonshot.
Ooh.
One per, a moonshot per carburetor.
Okay. And they have about.
You'd have what?
Well, how many? I've got.
It was they had estimated. No, they didn't estimate. They did the math on it. They said it was 7,000 horsepower of nitrous. So you had 14,000 horsepower of nitrous.
All right. I can see that going wrong.
You're not going to sling a rod. You're going to disintegrate the crankshaft.
Yeah. But anyway, what could go wrong? I mean, this couldn't be a bad deal.
Your crankshaft will turn into gravel.
Billet gravel. That's when it calls.
It's not even going to spin a bearing. It's just going to disintegrate.
I'm used to it. Yeah, I don't want to tear the motor up. I'll up about 600 horsepower is about as much nitrous as I'll put on this motor. Because that's
it's only been assembled 20 years.
No, remember he did it. Remember broke the rod.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah.
That was a fun New Year's.
Yeah. So the motor it's probably got 40, 50 passes on. It's all it's got. So anyway, we're no blow by. I mean, motor's great shape. It's I checked the valves one time as how few runs it's got on it. Go check the valve lash, and none of them need to be adjusted. So that's a good sign.
None of them, huh?
Nope, there was not an adjustment on any of the valves. There's been no movement.
That's good.
Yeah. So before we run the Corvette again, I'm gonna go ahead and order some rods this week and get those coming, and we don't know how long it's gonna be. I mean, a couple months. If they come in, we'll be in good shape.
What about your axle seal?
We'll do that too.
Okay.
But right now,
I'm pretty sure you can go down to Napa and get that one.
All right, yeah, you can. Or how about just a little bit of silicone? Or if somebody overfilled the rear end, drain it down to the normal level and it won't leak. Huh. That's kind of like my refrigerator deal.
Yeah.
If I had to pull that little panel off, I could have fixed it without even pulling the refrigerator out of the hole. If I'd have known.
I'll be honest, an overfilled rear end will not be the weirdest thing I've came across.
Oh, I know.
When it comes to leakage in the backs.
The factory one had a hole in the front of the third member, or the chunk, that you take the plug out and you put fluid in it until it runs out. You put your finger in the hole, and it kind of runs out. Well, your aftermarket stuff, like the Corvette's got, you got a big old cap in the back. You take it off, just pour it in. Well, it sure be easy to get too much in it. So maybe just a little bit too much, and it don't leak bad, but it's just there's a wet spot on the left inner wheel.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's not dumping fluid. It's just leaking fluid.
Well, a can of brake clean will fix that. Don't you think?
Well, a can of brake clean every time is getting kind of tiresome.
Brake clean's only $5.
The seal probably only costs $15.
Oh, okay. Well, it about the money. It's that thing's hard to put in.
Yeah, I understand.
So anyway, that's coming up. We've got to do a little bit of maintenance. This is an all aluminum motor, and learning to adjust the valves, because you adjust the engine, you adjust it cold or you adjust it warm. You do one side, the engine's cooled off so fast you have to crank it back up and get it warm again before you do the other side. Or you can do cold lash, and there's a spec on how much growth there is. I think cold is about 4 thousandths, and hot, you got 22 thousandths. That's how much these blocks will grow. The block and the heads and all that kind of stuff will expand. So I got to get all that figured out. This thing uses piston buttons. There's no spiral lock, so you pull the rod and piston assembly out and put you some rings on it and stick the rod on it, put a set of bearings right back in the hole.
That's it.
You hit it with a little dingleberry hone. And I'm not sure if dingleberry is the correct.
It is. It sure is. I have checked it. I was also curious that's what it was called.
It looks like dingleberries. Anyway, if you don't know what dingleberries are, you just have to ask somebody. Can't say it on the air. But anyways, a dingleberry hone, take it and just knock the finish off the off cylinder wall. Put that rascal right back together. I'm going to do a leak down on it, and if the leak down's good, I won't even replace the rings. We had a problem. You said, that thing blew black smoke, you need rings in it. Well, black smoke is fuel, not white smoke is oil. So when you're
you're buying your rods and pistons.
No,
so just go ahead and be safe.
Save money.
No, be safe. Buy both. Buy everything.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the pistons.
Yeah.
They can be. Too much nitrous, you'll melt a hole, the holes section. Matter of fact, I got a couple of them that have been melted out of this motor. They're in a box. They're cute.
They're cute.
And they got a big place missing out of them.
And there's also a big place missing out of his wallet.
Yes. Then if you mess a sleeve up, you got to go
have it re-sleeved.
Have a guy pull a sleeve out and put a new one in there. I don't think they give that stuff away.
No.
And they won't just slide in. You have to put them in the freezer and get them really cold.
Give them a nitrogen bath.
And then tap them in place, and you head hose them in. It can be a handful. Anyway, I don't want to involve in that.
You got to heat the block, and you got to freeze the sleeve, the drop in. Well, drop in.
Yeah. Well, I have I hadn't made an offer, but I told a guy I'm interested in a Pro-Charged 572 engine.
Okay.
He called me the other day, and he's a buddy down in Chelsea put this in a 66 short wheelbase pickup truck with big donk wheels on it.
Yeah.
Good looking piece. Red, kind of a dark red. Got a little black in him. Anyway, it's a dark red. He said he went from Chelsea to Harpersville, put $20 worth of gas in it. When he got to Harpersville to come on, he had to put $25 to get back home. He said, I got to do away with this thing. We're going to go out and take a break. We'll be right back on DragRace Central. Welcome back in DragRace Central.
Don't talk about it. I have to cut that out.
Last break. What's that?
That song.
Oh.
I have to cut it out. They are very strict on that song.
Oh, okay. Let's go out to a caller. Good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. How are we doing?
Hey, Will, what's going on?
Just hanging out, heading toward the job site.
Well, that's good. Make sure you come and you can be one of our characters in the World of Wheels.
Oh, yes, definitely. I'm planning on trying to come down there, and I've been asking some of my family to come with me. Family and a few friends, maybe. I'm trying to get some to come down with me.
Oh, that'd be great.
If I ask 5 or 10, I might get 1 or 2 of them to come.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I tell them, y'all need to come down there. Y'all would enjoy it. I said, it's neat seeing all those beautiful cars, trucks, and everything that's down there, motorcycles, and it's just it's just wild. It's fun to go down there and check it out.
Yeah, when you hear our economy, how bad the economy is, and you come down there and say, "Oh, there's a segment of our population that is fine."
Yeah, that's not affecting them too much. No,
That's right.
They in good state. They're in pretty good shape.
Well, y'all, have you got all your storm debris cleaned up?
It's working on it. I'm actually, one of my other jobs is working for a local roofing company up here in this area, trying to get a few roofs out of the job. I hate that something like that happens, to get work, but it's part of it.
Well, you didn't do it.
No, sir. No. But they're still they're cleaning up, but it's still quite a bit to do. It was just in places there was quite a bit of damage up here. It kind of like it skipped and hit a spot, hit a spot, but it's it's pretty rough in places. But they're getting it cleaned up, thankfully, and everything's still going on pretty well. Thankfully, it wasn't nothing like the 2011 tornado.
Oh yeah, well tornadoes are so strange. It'll wipe a street out, and across the road, it won't even damage the shrubbery. Strangest thing.
I've noticed even the hurricane. We went to down there Mississippi Gulf Coast when Katrina came through, and it was somewhat similar. There was places just totally devastated, and then other places, if you couldn't even hardly tell a hurricane had come through. I guess a lot to do with building structures and the way the wind was blowing at that particular area, I guess.
Wow. That is interesting.
Interesting. How was y'all getting primed up for racing yourselves?
Well, everything's ready, and everything runs. There's nothing broken at the house. So in the shop, everything.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Going to do a little upgrading. You got to order a set of rods for the Corvette. And I'm putting 2 4-barrels on 55. Going to try it with 2 4s.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that earlier.
I don't know how to work out. Just like I told the guy a while ago, I got a real big room of stuff that didn't work too well, and a little bitty closet of stuff that worked out real well.
Yeah, sometimes we have some good ideas and it don't work out so well, and sometimes we have an idea and it does work out.
Yeah,
perfection.
Well, hey, I got on the tractor the other day. It'd been raining, and I decided to get on the tractor and go out behind the house and do some more cleanup. Well, I made it probably 100 feet, and I thought I was going to lose the tractor. It started sinking. If I get this rascal out of here, I'm going to put it up because I'm not getting stuck again.
No.
So I survived.
Well, we tend to be a little not careful enough when it was dry for so long, and then we could get into some areas that normally couldn't get into, and now that it's rained about 10 inches, you can't get in those areas too well anymore. No,
mine is not muddy. It's soupy.
Mm-hmm. Soupy. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is awful. Got a place that, there's a wet weather spring back there, and the water just kind of runs. Even in the dry part of the year, you can hear water running underground through crawfish holes.
Wow. Yeah, well, at least you got a water supply back there. If you put some cows back there and have your place for them to get water.
I grow mosquitoes and no-see-um bugs. I was wanting to put me a little pond back there, and that may happen at some point. There's some great big trees got to come down.
I've got to do a little bit more work around my place, quite a bit in certain things, but I did get around my pond a little bit, cut some bushes down, and before it filled back up with water. So I still need to get a machine down there and try to clean out around it. But that's a later on project.
Well, the cool thing about this, it'll still need to be done when you finally get to it.
Right.
I just try to, at this point in my life, I make a list of things I'm going to put off and not do.
Oh yeah, I could come up with a page list today, and I'm like I tell people. I said, if I could hire 3 people to help me for 3 months, I don't know if it'd be done with all I got to do or not. Probably not, and probably still wouldn't be done.
Well, that's all right.
But we're working on a little bit at a time, whether it's cars or something around the house or anything. Eventually, get it done. We just got to stay on it and focus and fix what needs fixing the worst.
Well, the rule is, if you will fix something and complete a project every day, just one, everything will be good. You'll have less than you did.
Right, as long as you don't keep tearing up more than what you're fixing.
Oh yeah. That's like my tractor. I get it out there working on bush hog, and I sunk it, and I took a chain. My come along. I destroyed a come along. I couldn't pull it out with a come along.
Oh, wait.
So, I don't get around real well. But anyway, I took a chain, hooked it around a tree. Thank goodness I had it long enough, and a small tree I'd cut down.
Yes, trees can be very handy.
I wrapped it around that tree and then hooked it to the wheel of the tractor and put it in super low because I'm standing beside it, and it's about half crawling speeds how fast it's going. I let the clutch out, and that thing turned around and grabbed the chain, picked the tractor right up out of the...
There
you go.
People do that. I hadn't tried that yet, but I've seen that. I hadn't had
it works.
But I've seen it on videos. Yeah.
And so I just, if I had the tractor would have raw left me. No, it was chained. It couldn't have gone far. But anyway, I just reached up and slapped it out of gear, and that worked out pretty good.
That's good. Well, that's good.
Well, you got to get creative.
Sometimes you're right. You're right. And I've had to get people out, help get them out of the river and everything else. It can be a experience, especially when it's really cold.
Yeah, well, we had a record service for a long time, and you can get in some interesting predicaments getting people out of.
Oh yes.
Had a girl one night that I got a call from a wreck, and they gave me the address. I said, "Wait a minute, that's right here by the house." So I went out and got in the record and went off down the hill and went down there, and sure enough, it's a girl in a Mustang in a ditch. And when I say a ditch, this thing is chest deep on me. It's a ditch. She'd been drinking, but she was in a sequin nightgown, evening wear, but just smoking hot, but drunk.
Oh boy!
And the police was not going to put her in jail. She said, "If you'll just get me out of here, I'll drive this thing home." Okay, ma'am. Okay, whatever. I stepped over in the ditch. I said, "No, ma'am, you won't be driving this one home," because the right front tire was up in the footwell. Fortunately, they had called her daddy. He came, got her. She was she's 23, 25 years old. If she hadn't been so cute, she'd have been in jail.
Yeah, and they've gotten stricter on stuff like that, where they would let you go home, maybe deal with the punishments there. But now it's
well, hey,
you're going to the pokey.
The police are liable. Personally,
Yeah.
I'll let them go.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we got her out of the ditch, and they came, got the car the next day, and we took it to a body shop. So anyway, everything was all right.
Could have ended much worse. Thankfully, it did.
That's it.
Well, y'all have a great day, guys. Good to talk to y'all, and y'all be safe. We'll see y'all at the World of Wheels.
All right, sounds good, Will.
Thank y'all.
That's our buddy Will, up in Lawrence County.
That's it. Hey, you see what I got here in front of me?
Some CDs.
Some CDs. Go on our on our YouTube
channel. And you've got how many on there now?
35.
35 of our shows are on YouTube.
I believe this. I got one more from last year to go on there.
Okay.
One or two more. Then there's this one. I believe I'm going to start in 2017.
All right. Now you got a pile of CDs out of a drawer last night.
Not a pile, as a mound.
Yeah, there is. And is it gotten any easier putting them on?
CDs will be new for me.
Okay, but the process of going to YouTube,
the practice is
you're learning more and more about it.
I don't really. What restricts me the most about putting them on there is my quality of internet. Due to I have their cheapest package, their slowest they offer.
Oh, okay.
And so I can edit it in about 45 minutes to an hour. It can take sometimes over 5 hours to get it uploaded.
Wow.
That's just due to the speeds that I pay for.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right.
When things get good around the house, we'll get better internet deals.
Okay.
They'll go on faster.
Okay. Well, that'll work out. Work out pretty good. Well, you've done an outstanding job. Go out and we replay from tonight from 9 to 11. Make sure you listen again. You can't call. Well, you can call in. Nobody will answer.
That's right.
We do replay this show on Saturday nights also.
I'm gonna see if I have our first CD.
Oh yeah.
It'd been April 7th.
Yeah,
honestly, I think I saw it.
we had a huge page of stuff to talk about.
We had 3 pages.
We were prepared.
We had 3 pages each.
We went to our first break in 12, 13 minutes.
It's worse than that. We were 12 minutes into our first segment. We ran out.
You said, Dad,
Live.
Dad, we've already said everything we brought. I said, welcome to live radio.
That's it.
But it has gotten easier, hasn't it?
It has.
A lot more fun. You'll talk more and it's just been, and it's always just a pleasure to come here and having fun.
Big learning.
And you get to buy
experience.
breakfast today.
Ooh.
You're breaking
cheap.
up. You're breaking up.
We're eating cheap.
Pine floats.
That's it.
Which is a glass of water and a toothpick. How about that?
That's
All right, guys. We appreciate everybody listening, and think about the World Wheels coming up in a couple of weeks. Just remember, the older I get, the faster I'm going to be. We'll see y'all next week on Drag Race Central.